thank you very much for both of these awards. I've only got two hands, which is rather fortunate I haven't got a third. Award, I mean. I had got a speech lasting an hour or so, or 2 or 3 hours, depending on the time of day. But unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately for you, it's not here because my colleague who had, it's here now, but we'll leave it. What I wanted to talk about actually this morning was the future of branding and where I think things are moving over the next 10 or 15 or 20 years or so. And perhaps of the 4 or 5 points I was going to make, perhaps there's one that is worth making to this audience. I think it's clear that as we get more and more brands emerging from countries which previously were completely dominated culturally and perhaps economically and politically by the West, we're going to see in India and China and in Brazil and various other countries around the world, not just new brands, but new brands representing completely different ways of being. The interesting example, one or two interesting examples of this have emerged already from Japan. For instance, the karaoke phrase. Another interesting development now, which we're seeing today, is the emergence of Bollywood into mainstream Western culture. Slumdog Millionaire is perhaps the first, if you like, Western cultural, Eastern cultural artifact, Indian cultural artifact, which has had a huge effect on the way in which people in the West begin to think about cultures from overseas. And I believe that will happen more and more and more, and that means that brands emerging from India, not simply imitations of Western brands, but brands which are in themselves representative of an Indian culture, let's say in health, let's say in film, let's say in medicine, let's say in food, will become more and more and more prevalent over the next 20 or 30 years. So I believe all of you have a fantastic future. Thank you very much.